And welcome back. It's 38 past. Joining us this morning, we have Captain Blake Rieboldt with Marquette City Police. Thanks for coming in this morning.
Good morning, Vicki.
Now, some deep questions. A lot of folks are going to be out traveling. And I think the one thing I'd like to remind people, what kind of paperwork should you have in your car before hitting the road?
Well, the main paperwork that we require when we stop a vehicle for some type of violation would be proof of insurance and then the registration of the vehicle. You're also going to want your driver's license, and it helps if some of the passengers that are over the age of driving have their IDs with them also.
Okay, so just some good things for always people to remember. You know, while we're in the vehicle, a quick question. I think a lot of folks, you know, especially older people like myself, somebody, oh, if I sit in the back seat, I don't have to worry about a seatbelt. Is that true?
Well, you know, we encourage everybody. If
Sure.
belts are available, we encourage you to wear a
Gotcha.
belt. It just makes sense to. I know sometimes it can be uncomfortable, especially on traveling long distances. But anytime you have the ability to wear one, we really highly encourage it. So.
Okay, and of course, you know, the parents are well aware of the car seat rules and how those have changed.
Correct, correct.
Now, for people who are going to be heading out on the road, obviously we want to be well rested. Sometimes things happen, though. What's the guidelines, you know, as an officer, you no doubt have seen people who get drowsy behind the wheel. What
Absolutely.
should they do?
Well, I think if they start to feel the drowsy effects or they start to getting sleepy, it's important for them to try to pull over at the nearest rest stop and then maybe just take a 10-15 minutes to just kind of regain their you know, sense of driving ability, and then just to kind of rest up, even if it's for 10-15 minutes, to do that. And if it's not a rest stop, maybe pull off at an exit, stop at a gas station. A lot of these gas stations have large parking lots where you can stop, just kind of relax and get back to what you need to be doing, which is driving.
Okay, and finally, I think that another important thing, you know, having an emergency kit. You see all sorts of different ones that are for sale out there, have all these different things in there. You know, really when it comes down to it, what are the things that should be in an emergency kit as we head out, especially in the winter time?
Well, you want to have some type of signaling device if possible, something that will let people know in inclement weather that you're pulled over on the side of the road. A lot of times that could be your hazards on your vehicle. You know, put your hazards on so you got a blinking, which shows a distress. Sometimes if you put your hood up on the front of your vehicle, that'll show passerbys that your vehicle's broken down, and then they can possibly call. You know, obviously with cell phones nowadays, we really encourage people to carry a cell phone with them when they're traveling. As far as equipment, little things like a shovel, a bag of kitty litter or sand helps for traction in case you get stuck on the side of the road. A blanket is really important. You know, usually if you're traveling in real inclement cold weather, if the vehicle stops, that's your heat source, and if that stops, yeah, it's important to have some type of blanket so you can keep your warmth. You know, a flashlight and just little things like that would probably be your best bets for a travel safe package.
Okay, if they're sticking to the main highways, you shouldn't have to worry so much about food and water, but I would guess side roads.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're traveling on the side roads or you're traveling long distances where there's a lot of, you know, obviously traveling through the UP, you know, between some of the cities, there's a lot of vacant land and not, you know, places where you can just stop in and grab something. So yeah, I would be prepared as far as water goes and some maybe snacks, power bars or something to that extent.
Gotta be honest with you, what's a road trip without some junk food, right?
Exactly,
Come on, it's a road trip.
Exactly. It's a good road trip, and it's the time to spend time with family and friends and stuff. So.
And you know, you're talking about the hazards, and I see this every once in a while. You hit some areas, and you would know what the rules are here in Michigan. Sometimes if it's snowing really bad and people are going slow, they turn on their hazards. See, in my mind, I think if you've got your hazards on, you're stopped. Mm-hmm. Is that a good practice to put on your hazards in bad weather?
Well, you know, I think that's more of a warning device. You know, what a lot of people do is if you start to get into whiteout conditions, they're going to slow down, and some people don't slow down. So I think the hazards, when you see hazards going, it's an automatic sign that there's something wrong, and maybe the conditions have deteriorated to a point where it's just not safe to even drive. So sometimes people will throw their hazards on, you know, during specific whiteout conditions, and that kind of warns oncoming traffic and traffic from behind that you're going at a slower rate of speed.
Okay, so it's not a law or a rule, but a good guguideline.
It's a good guideline, yeah.
Gotcha.
You know, and that's something that when I'm traveling and I see hazards, the first thing I think of is something wrong, or are the conditions to the point where where people are really concerned about it. So.
Okay, I always wondered about
Yep.
that one. So thanks
Yeah.
for clearing that one up.
Yep,
for
that's no
me.
problem. That's no problem.
All right, well, I want to thank you for taking a little time with us this morning, letting us know, getting ready for those holiday travels that are coming up.
My pleasure.
All right, thank you so
Yep.
much.